Hey guys, Puzzle Shaver 94 here, and I don't even know what to say, guys. Today we're talking about Angry Birds Movie 3. More specifically, the Angry Birds Movie 3 trailer. Guys, I can't even describe how disappointed I am. Like, I can't even say it. I can't even say anything. Because it's just like, what can I even say about this trailer? You know, I remember when I saw the trailer for the first Angry Birds movie. All the way back 10 years ago. Holy moly, guys. 10 years ago. And I saw that trailer, and I thought, guys, this is gonna be like the greatest movie ever. You know? And guess what? It was. It was like one of the greatest movies ever made. Because you got Angry Birds, and I mean, you got Mighty Eagle, you got all the characters, and you got the pigs. The pigs are the bad guys, and they're stealing the eggs. It's just like the original Angry Birds games and Angry Birds tunes. And it's like, wow, this is gonna be a great movie. And it was a great movie. And I was so excited. The Angry Birds movie 2, it was okay. You know, it was really, 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 really good. But compared to the first Angry Birds movie, I mean, I've rewatched the first Angry Birds movie, like, what, 10 times at this point? So, I love the original Angry Birds movie. One of the best movies ever made, really. And the second one is still pretty good, you know. It's not as good, but still pretty good. But I remember seeing the trailers for those two movies and thinking, wow, you know what, these are going to be really good movies. But then I saw the trailer for Angry Birds 3, Angry Birds Movie 3. And, guys, I can't even tell you how disappointed I am. I am one of the, you guys know this, I am one of the biggest Angry Birds fans out there. You know, I'm doing my Let's Play series right now of Angry Birds Trilogy for the Wii. You know, seeing if that is the definitive version. Because I've played so many Angry Birds games. I need to evaluate which one's the best way to play it. So then everybody who hasn't can, you know, play it the best way. Point is, I've played so many Angry Birds games. I am one of the biggest Angry Birds fans. And seeing this trailer just made me so disappointed. Because they have a Mario Galaxy movie, but they don't have an Angry Birds space movie. Like, are you freaking kidding me, guys? Everybody wants to see an Angry Birds space movie, right? Everybody wants to see it. I want to see it. Everybody that I know wants to see it. Even my arch enemy, LooneyFan127, she wants to see an Angry Birds space movie. And even she was disappointed. And she hates Angry Birds, right? She saw the first Angry Birds movie and she was like, oh man, this is the stinkiest movie I've ever seen. Which is like, how could you even say that to one of the best movies ever made? Like, how could you even... I don't understand her. But even she was disappointed. She said, yeah, this looks way worse than the first Angry Birds movie. Like, how do you even do that? So, the movie is gonna be about Red's children? Like, guys, what the... Who freaking cares? They're trying to do the thing, like, have you guys ever watched Shrek the Third? I love the Shrek movies, and Shrek the Third is a great movie, right? But it looks like it's trying to do the Shrek the Third thing. And it's like, guys, we wanted to watch an Angry Birds movie. You know, I want to see Red, Terrence, Matilda, you know, Bomb, Chuck, the Blues, you know, maybe even Stella, maybe even Bubbles, maybe even Hal, you know, go over and fight the pigs. But it looks like this movie is not even going to be about that at all. So it's like, why the heck is it an Angry Birds movie? I want to watch a movie about the Angry Birds, but this isn't about the Angry Birds all. Well, I guess it's like sort of about the Angry Birds. But it's not even, because it's about the Angry Birds kids. And it's like, I don't care about those guys. I only care about, the guys I was talking about earlier. Red, Matilda, Bomb, Chuck, the Blues, Terrence, Mighty Eagle, Bubbles, Hal, Stella, who else is there? Icebird. Icebird wasn't in the movies yet. But, these are the characters that we want to see. And on the pig side, we also want to see Corporal Pig, the pig with the mustache. I forget the name right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry, guys. The pig with the mustache. The Chef Pig from Angry Birds Epic. Like, do you guys remember the Chef Pig? Like, that was another movie that you could have made. You could have made an Angry Birds Epic movie. But you're deciding to do this. You're deciding to do Shrek the Third. Like, nobody wants to watch Angry Birds the Third. Like, who the heck wants that? And it's just so disappointing. Because I remember auditioning for this movie, right? I sent my audition to Rovio. And I didn't even want to... I'd be really happy if I was a big character. Like, maybe if I could have been Icebird, that would have been really cool. But I auditioned for the Angry Birds movie 3. I sent it to them like, hey guys, Pencil Shaman 94, I'm pretty big in the Angry Birds community. And, well, at least I'm a really big fan of Angry Birds. We'll see. I did post some Let's Plays, before this channel. And I wasn't as big as I am now. But, whatever. That's besides the point, right? So, I sent them my audition. And I thought it was going to be this really big and epic movie. Like, it would be Angry Birds Epic. Or Angry Birds Space. Or something. I know they probably wouldn't do it, but like Angry Birds Star Wars, something as big as that. But it doesn't seem like... It's like you guys have all these good games, right? That's the thing that the Mario movies do really well, right? The Mario movies are great movies because, like, the first one, it's all about, like, making it based on the game. And the Mario Galaxy movie, it's all about making it based on the game. But it's like they don't even want to make it based on the game anymore. And it's like, as an Angry Birds fan, it's like, why would I watch the movie? And we're not even going to talk about how these are Angry Birds tunes, right? Do you guys remember Angry Birds tunes? It was awesome. It was incredible. You get these little animated Angry Birds shorts, and they were awesome. Awesome stuff. And it's like, why couldn't that be the movie? You have so many stories in all the Angry Birds tunes. There's so many of them, too. There's a lot of them. But it doesn't even look like that. It's not anything like that. It's like, what the heck, guys? You have so much good stuff with Angry Birds. But you're doing Shrek the Third? And I auditioned for this movie. And guess who's in the movie? Guess who's in the movie? Freaking Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is not an Angry Birds fan, right? He's not even close to being as big of an Angry Birds fan as I am. He didn't buy the Angry Birds Star Wars toys. He didn't play the Angry Birds racing game and get the little Angry Birds cars and everything like that. He didn't even get any of that. I don't even think he knows who the main character is of Angry Birds. He probably couldn't even name 3 Angry Birds. He'd probably say, oh, the first guy? Yeah, he's the red one. Like, no. Mr. Beast, his name is Red. Okay? And it's like, oh, yeah, he's the yellow one. Like, what? It's Chuck. It's Chuck. Like, how do you... And he's in the movie. And he's the one that's gonna be in the movie. But I, like the huge Angry Birds fan that I am, I'm not in the movie. But I mean, like, honestly, with how the movie looks, I don't even want to be in the movie. Like, I don't even want to be in it at all. because it just looks so bad. It's just like crazy, guys. Like, I've been such a huge fan of Angry Birds for so many years now. Even with the Angry Birds Transformers stuff and everything like that, where I'm like, guys, these games are good, but they're not like as good as like the first game. You know, they're not classics. Or even something like Angry Birds Rio, which is like a really good game too. It's like I've stuck with them. Even when they took down Angry Birds Epic, which is a complete scam, by the way, guys. Complete and utter scam. You're gonna take down all the good games, and then you're gonna make bad movies? Like, so, basically what I'm trying to get at here, guys, is I'm not gonna see the Angry Birds 3 movie. You know? And I know this is really controversial for me to say, because I'm such a huge Angry Birds fan. But I don't want to watch the Angry Birds movie, the Angry Birds 3 movie. I never thought I'd say something like that. I never thought that I, Pencil Shaver 94, would say, yeah, I don't want to do anything with this Angry Birds thing. So that's about it, guys. I'm gonna try and keep doing my Angry Birds Let's Play series. And I don't know. It just makes you think, like, why are they even still making Angry Birds stuff if it's just gonna be bad Angry Birds stuff?